Dear students, wishing you a good day. I'm sure you all agree with me when I say that a woman had to play several roles in her lifetime, like a mother, daughter, daughter-in-law, wife, friend, grandmother, and so on. Today we have here a very touching and a beautiful poem. We are discussing about the poem The Grass is Really Like Me, written by a feminist Urdu poet, Kishwar Nahid. First of all, we discuss about the poetess of the poem. Kishwar Nahid is a feminist Urdu poet from Pakistan. She has written several poetry books and ghazals. She has also received an award including a Sitare Imtiaz for her literary contribution towards Urdu literature. And one more interesting thing was she was born in India in 1940, Uttar Pradesh at Bulandshahr. Then she migrated to Lahore, Pakistan after partition of India and Pakistan. Now you can see the pictures of Kishwar Nahid. Look at the picture in the page number 17. The picture itself explains the motto or the intention of the poem. What can you see in this picture? Yes, dear students, we can see a woman, grass, and a grass cutting machine, which was known as a lawn mower. So the lady comparing her with the life of the grass. Here, lawn mower is equal to a male dominating society, which will suppress her. In this poem, The Grass is Really Like Me, poet shows a concern for women. She expresses this concern in a poetical manner, which is a touching focus, the difficulty of the woman in the present male-dominated society. So before we discuss the poem, I will read the poem. Listen carefully. The grass is also like me. It has to unfurl underfoot to fulfill itself. But what does its wetness manifest? A scorching sense of shame or the heat of emotion. The grass is also like me. As soon as it can raise its head, the lawnmower, obsessed with flattening it into velvet, mows it down again. How you strive and endeavor to level woman down too, but neither the earth's nor a woman's desire to manifest life dies. Take my advice. The idea of making a footpath was a good one. Those who cannot bear the scorching defeat of their courage are grafted onto the earth. That's how they make a way for the mighty. But they are merely straw, not grass. The grass is really like me. Let us try to understand the poem. First stanza. Observe the first two lines. There is a word, unfurl. Meaning is spread out. Underline it and write down. Meaning is spread out. And there is a praise. Unfurl underfoot. Underline the whole word. It means try to free itself. try to free itself. Another praise, fulfill itself. Fulfill itself. Meaning of this word, this particular praise, try to progress. Try to progress. First of all, let you know that me, the word me, in this poem refers to entire woman folk, or you can say female group, it representing all women. So, poet is thinking that the grass is just like her. Poet finds similarities in between grass and women. Both have dared to struggle so they can win tomorrow. Dear students, develop these characteristics and you will make a difference in your future also. The grass which has to struggle to grow every time, you know that people will walk on the grass and prevent it from growing. But it is strong, so it grows again to its original form. In the same manner, female life is also like that. No matter how many times people or a society suppress her, suppress means to stop by force, she is strong enough to grow again. Here, problems of a woman in the society, normally that dowry problem, bride burning, domestic violence, difference in education, child marriages, inadequate nutrition, sexual harassment, and mainly status in the family. Such a social problems they face. Now, come to the next 3 lines in the first para. But what does its wetness manifest? A scorching sense of shame or the heat of emotion. Here the word wetness, underline the word and write down the meaning. Moisture. And another word, manifest. Manifest means reveal. And here it is in a praise, scorching sense of a shame. Underline the praise, scorching sense of a shame. It means embarrassed. Another one is there, heat of emotion. It means disturbed. Disturbed. Here poet is asking herself, what does it wetness, that means moisture, indicates? Whether she should compare it with emotions or a shameful defeat. As the moisture of the grass is dried by the heat of the sun, same situation in comparing with a female, that the life of the female in the society is also dry without rights. Her life is being dried or suppressed by the male dominating society, which will make her feel shame or a cry, that we can say that emotion. So totally she is comparing her tears with the wetness of grass. Now come to the second stanza. The grass is also like me. As soon as it can raise its head, the lawnmower, obsessed with flattening it into velvet, mows it down again. Here the word lawnmower. Lawnmower is a machine used for cutting the grass on a lawn. The praise, rise its head, underline it, rise its head. It means try to progress. Try to progress. And there is a word, as soon as it can raise its head. It refers to grass. Here in this stanza, the poet says, once again the first line, repeating again, the grass is also like me. because he wants to emphasize the sentence. So whenever the grass grows to some height, we can say that to a higher level, the lawnmower, that is the machine used to cut the grass, will cut it down to a smaller level. Similarly, whenever a woman raises her head, that is achieving something in her life, or creates her identity, or grows independently without help from anyone, that time male dominating society will suppress her by making her feel low, inferior, weak, incapable of managing responsibilities. Yes, dear student, we heard many stories about women in the world. And when they brought themselves out of the kitchen, they achieved many glorious things in different fields, like in sports, business, politics, doctors, army, education administrators, public relation manager, advertising, and a film industry. Great achievers like Mother Teresa, Vijayalakshmi Pandit, Indira Gandhi, Pratibha Patil, Kiran Bedi, Kalpana Chawla, Indira Nui, Saina Nehwal, PV Sindhu, and so on. The list will be unending. Now, come to the third stanza. Look at the first two lines. How you strive and endeavor to level women down too. Endeavor meaning is make an effort. Underline the word endeavor and write down make an effort. And here in the first line, you, it means refers to our readers, or you can say mainly to the male dominating society. And another word is the strive. It means make a great effort. Make a great effort. Here the poet tells to the society that how much ever a great effort the society makes to put the woman down. It means the male dominating society always tried to put a woman down. And look at the next two lines. But neither the earth's nor a woman's desire to manifest life dies. Here the poet tells that their desire to manifest the life, that is the desire to fight back, effort to grow up again will never dies or will never end. So neither the earth nor the woman wish to change their life will not end. Their fight against suppression will not die. Poet compares woman with the earth here. And look at the last line. Very interesting. Take my advice. The idea of making a footpath was a good one. So poet gives advice that at least now the society should give them a way to grow. Okay, now come to the fourth stanza. Those who cannot bear the scorching defeat of their courage are grafted onto the earth. That's how they make a way for the mighty. But they are merely straw, not grass. The grass is really like me. Here the word grafted means, underline the word grafted, joined together. The praise, scorching defeat, it means shameful defeat. And the praise is there, make a way for the mighty. Be proud. Be proud. Now, the poet tells to the society that those women who cannot bear the embarrassment, means difficulty or tangle or hitches, that is a scorching defeat, comes from the society. Of those, courage will be grafted onto the earth. That means they have to remain without any identity. Society will embrace her if she shows some courage to fight for her freedom. If she cannot tolerate this embarrassment, difficulty, she will never fight again, and she will die like that without achieving anything. That's how they make a way for the mighty. Look at the last two lines, very important. But they are merely straw, not grass. The grass is really like me. Merely, it means simply. Straw, it means a dried stalk of a grain used as a fodder or a packing. Poet tells that such a woman are just merely straw, that is a dried stalk of a grain that have no life to grow again, but not grass which has strength to grow. She tells the grass is really like her. It keeps hope and makes effort to grow again and again. So ultimately, the poet tells that all women should fight for their rights without getting discouraged by their defeat. Just like a grass, they should never stop putting effort to establish their identity. So the whole poem, for the last 4 stanza, the poet Kishwar Nahid express the difficulty of woman comparing with the life of the grass. Okay, now we can discuss the literary devices. First one, figure of speech in this poem. 2 figure of speech used, simile and personification. The first one, the grass is also like me, it is a simile. Simile, a figure of speech involving the comparison is made between 2 objects of different kinds, which have, however, at least one point in a common. Here in this line, there is a comparison between the grass and the poet. Second one, as soon as it can raise its head, the lawnmower, obsessed with flattening it into velvet, mows it down again. Personification. In a personification, lifeless object or abstract ideas spoken of as having a life. Here in the line, as soon as it can raise its head, it refers to grass. Whenever the grass raises its head, grass cutter will cut it down. Actually, raising the head is the human activity that was poetically compared with a grass. Okay, now we can discuss about the imagery. In the whole poem, the grass is really like me. The poet has used some unusual words and phrases to provoke imagination in the reader's mind. That is called as imagery. Words like in the first stanza, unfurl, underfoot, fulfill itself, wetness, heat of emotion, scorching sense of shame. In the third stanza, the words like level woman down, making a footpath. In the fourth stanza, scorching defeat, grafted onto the earth, merely straw. These are the words which a poet used to create an imagery. Thank you, dear students. We can meet with another poem or lesson. Thank you.